Hey everyone, so I managed to pick up the Halloween edition Wookiee and Clone Trooper figures from Frankenstein today. These went up for pre-order at Walmart and Target, but they aren't coming out until December, but it might even come out later, so these aren't really going to be coming out in time for Halloween this year. We see that the plastic-free packaging, actually on the back of the box, it doesn't show the figure mural like it usually does. It actually shows a picture of the figure to help, I guess, consumers know what they're getting if they see this on the store shelves. I took these photos of the Ned B plastic-free packaging at San Diego Comic-Con, and you can see on the back we are indeed not getting the mural anymore, but rather a photo of the figure itself. So that's a bit of a disappointment. I like the way that those murals looked and being able to see the full picture on the back of the box, but I guess that's the way it goes. So this is my very first experience with the plastic-free packaging in the Black Series, so immediately you kind of notice a difference here in, instead of pulling out the plastic, you're pulling out this piece of cardboard. And then you have a box of trash. It's pretty incredible how bad this looks. Like, I'd rather just have the figures kind of wired onto the cardboard than in these cheap tissue paper. I don't know. I was with a friend at Frank's today who is a very casual collector, and he opened up a Marvel Legends plastic-free package, and he had never heard of the plastic-free packaging thing, and he was like, what the heck is this? Like, he was so kind of turned off by how cheap everything looked. So it was interesting to get kind of the casual collector reaction as well as my own today when opening these. I do like that these are split into two separate compartments here, so you're not going to have to worry about really missing any accessories because you do have them in little separate compartments here. I definitely didn't feel the same sense of excitement in getting a new figure that I do when I get something with a plastic window, but I think once I get a character that I'm really excited for, opening the plastic-free packaging is going to be just as exciting as the plastic ones because I'm not an inbox collector. This was kind of surprising. This really looks like someone just did it themselves. Like, this doesn't have kind of a factory-made feel, but once you get the figure out, I did have this moment of like, hey, it's new Black Series, even though this isn't really a character that I'm excited about in any way, there was that little bit of moment of novelty and excitement. So that still exists. It just, isn't going to be when you grab the figure, but rather when you get it home and open it. Although as a retail product, you definitely want consumers to have that feeling of excitement and desire while they're holding it in their hand at the store, rather than after they've already purchased it. But I guess they know what they're doing. They've looked at the data of how people buy action figures these days and have decided that this is the best course of action. So we're just going to have to live with that. And of course, it is not the biggest deal in the world. There are much bigger problems in the world, such as pollution caused from plastic. So, it is what it is. Although I do wish that the accessory that came with this figure could actually fit in its hand. It might have made more sense to include this with the Clone Trooper because, as you just watched, I had a very difficult time getting him to hold this, and he doesn't really hold it in a natural way. The little boggling looks pretty cute at his side, and then I think the paint deco on the chocolate bars is actually quite nice. So, if this is your thing, if you're interested, if you like Halloween and enjoy these kind of holiday themed figures, then, I hope you enjoy these. They're probably not going to stay in my collection very long. I just don't really have a place for them, and my shelf is already so crowded. By the way, I hope you guys are enjoying the funky Halloween music that I found on that YouTube audio library. So opening up this, we see the same thing here. This one had a lot of the little candy bars all loose, and so they kind of like almost fell everywhere. I dropped a couple. I think the paint deco on this, there actually is a lot of value here for the price. I wish some of our mainline Black Series accessories had as much detail. You could see the Halloween deco on the box here, as well as under the lid with the little Jabba the Hutt ghost. And then in this one we have the individually wrapped chocolate bars, which of course are the Beskar from the Mandalorian figure. Just kind of painted differently to look like little Hershey bars with no copyright infringement, of course. And then our little Porg here, nice paint deco. He's got the little vampirical, is that a word? Little vampire paint deco there. Let's get the Clone Trooper out. His paint looks very glow in the dark, so we'll test that in a little bit to see if this glows in the dark. You'll notice with the printing that they do for the faces, when they do it for the body, they usually only cover it from one direction. So like if you look at that new yellow shirt Lando figure, he only has the paint deco right in the front of his shirt. It doesn't really wrap around to the sides just because of the way the inkjet printing process works on these. From what I understand, I might be wrong. Let's get a lot of light on this guy and then kill all the lights and see if we've got any. No glowing here. Even in person in the pitch black room, I couldn't see any glowing happening. I even let this out in the sun for a bit just to see if it was like UV activated, but it it didn't work at all. So maybe under a black light, which I don't have, these would look good, but I went ahead and switched the accessories here, and I think this makes a lot more sense to have the Wookie kind of creeping around and to have the clone trooper holding the bucket. I don't know why those accessories weren't reversed. Anyway, let me know what you guys think of these, if you'll be picking them up. I'm really curious to hear. Leave a like and subscribe if you have not already for more Black Series content, and I'll see you all next time.